I'm just ducking under a ledge to get out of the rain. That's when I stumble across a girl in a wheelchair. At first, I figure she needs help, but she just stares at me, too shy to speak. After a long silence, she carefully pulls out a battered piggy bank. I don't have any family left. Could you be my family? With this money, can I buy 2 days of your time? Even one is fine. Looking at her hopeful face, the words to turn her down rise in my throat. My parents died suddenly. My boss fired me right after. My girlfriend of years walked out the moment she heard. Even my landlord threw me out. The $137 left in my wallet is all I have in the city I barely know. Standing in the pouring rain, I am on the edge of breaking down. Then something pokes the back of my head. I spin around. All I see is a hand so thin I can almost make out the veins, clumsily holding up an umbrella. She seems to be trying to shelter me. It is only when I turn fully that I realize it is a girl sitting in a wheelchair. She is frail, her cheeks pale. Her messy hair still cannot hide how delicate her face is. The rain has soaked half her body. She does not seem to care, stubbornly trying to hold the umbrella up for me. Watching her struggle to rise from her chair just to shield me from the rain, I laugh bitterly at myself. I never thought I would sink so low that a girl in a wheelchair would be the one looking out for me. But before I can even lower my head to thank her, her wheelchair rolls backward. That is when I realize we are on a slope. There is no time to mourn the dropped umbrella. I sprint after her. Every time she tries to stop the wheels with her hands, the struggling only makes it roll faster. I manage to grab the wheelchair at the very last second, but the umbrella, still flying from the momentum, lands smack on her head. She looks exactly like a mushroom with wheels. I quickly lift the umbrella off to check on her. "Are you okay?" She shakes her little head, completely blanked out. "This late at night, why are you out here alone?" The words barely leave my mouth before I regret them. That sounds exactly like something a creep would say. Sure enough, she seems to trigger some kind of defense mode. She shrinks back into her wheelchair like a startled kitten. I should just go home. Your family will worry." I don't have any family. Yesterday, my grandma passed away. I suddenly realize I have asked something I should not have. A dark thought begins circling in my mind. A girl in a wheelchair with no family. How is she supposed to survive? But that is not my problem to worry about. After all, I can barely keep myself alive right now. Maybe out of guilt, I decide to walk her home myself. After she wheels into the elevator, I turn to leave, but she reaches out and grabs the hem of my jacket. "Noah, will you stay and listen?" I smile to myself. This girl can barely talk to people without trembling, yet she still has the heart to think about others. "Here, take the umbrella. Return it tomorrow. Now go home. It is late. Watch out for strangers." She visibly grows more nervous, but her fingers still refuse to let go of my jacket. I get it now. This clumsy little grip is her way of asking me to stay, so I decide to see it through and walk her all the way upstairs before I leave. But when I finally reach the top floor, I find that her place is not there. It is even higher up, on a rain-soaked rooftop. There is no ramp. No lift, just uneven cracked concrete steps stretching upward through the rain into the dark. I cannot imagine how much courage it must take for her to get down those steps. Thankfully, she weighs almost nothing, and I carry her wheelchair up the stairs without much trouble. When she unlocks the door, the first thing I see is a black and white photo placed in the center of the living room. An old woman, smiling so gently. But by the entrance, months' worth of garbage bags are piled up, because even just cleaning the apartment is a struggle for her, let alone hauling trash all the way downstairs. The more I understand this, the more one question nags at me. Why would such a timid girl go outside alone in the middle of the night? Just as I turn to leave, she suddenly asks, soft and confused, "You already came all this way. Why are you leaving?" That stops me cold, but when I look at her, those clear eyes wipe away every complicated thought. This girl genuinely does not understand the world. She has no idea how dangerous it is to bring a strange man into her home, so I crouch down and set her straight. Bringing a stranger home is dangerous, especially someone like me, who you know nothing about. She tenses up instantly, like a kid caught doing something wrong. "I didn't. You are the first one. Also, I am an adult. I have an ID card. Only that last part comes out completely smooth. That is not the point." I force a stern look. "This is not about your age. Promise me, no more bringing strange men home." I finish and turn to leave. My jacket gets grabbed again. "Then if you don't leave, it does not count as next time, right?" It is not just the communication barrier that gets to me. It is the loneliness I recognize all too well. But I am no saint. And sitting across from me is a girl who cannot protect herself. There is no guarantee my own darkness will not surface one day. One ruined life is enough. At least do not let the rot spread to someone else. Listen, I know you need company right now, but even if I stay tonight, what about tomorrow? The day after? I need to earn money to survive. I cannot stay here forever. I know that is brutal, but she has to learn to face things alone. Watching her little head drooping lower and lower, I realize I have been too harsh. "Look, nobody's funding me either. I'm barely keeping myself from starving. Let me get back on my feet first." I do not expect those words to light something up in her eyes. She quickly wheels her chair into the bedroom and comes back out moments later clutching a battered piggy bank. I will support you. This is all I have. How many days will it cover?" Her voice gets smaller and smaller. She knows that amount could not even keep a goldfish alive, but she keeps holding it out stubbornly. Watching her go all in like this, I do not know what to say, but I also start to grasp just how serious this is. This might be her last savings. If I just walk away, she could starve to death in this apartment and nobody would even know. So I ask her directly, "Where are your parents? Tell me the truth." "Mom and Dad don't want me anymore. They went abroad. Grandma can't be reached either. She is shaking from my tone, but she still manages to get the words out. A heavy helplessness washes over me. Seeing that I still have not responded, she lifts the piggy bank again. Her arm is already aching, but her eyes stay fixed on me. 2 days, even one is fine. People are not for sale. They're not? But Dad always said he would sell me. Her words are like rusty nails driving straight into my chest. I want to track down her scumbag parents and make them pay. She seems to read the answer in my silence. The emotions she has held back for so long finally spill over. I'm sorry, I'm scared. Fat tears drop onto her legs that cannot feel a thing. I completely blank out. Hey. Stop crying, can we just talk this out? I do not expect those words to work like a pause button. She stops immediately, but the tears keep falling, drip by drip, and she is pouting now, which somehow makes her look like I am the one being unreasonable. Anyone watching would think I was the villain. I finally throw my hands up. Fine, what do you need from me? I want food, that's it. Honestly, I had braced myself for anything. I did not expect her big ask to be a meal. Is that okay? It is just food. You should have said so sooner. What do you have in the kitchen? Carrots and eggs. Oh, and the rice cooker still has rice. Then she suddenly looks down, sheepish. I think nothing of it, assuming she is just being socially anxious. I head straight to the kitchen to make the egg fried rice I already have in mind. But when I get in there, the kitchen has nothing except a range hood and a few eggs in the corner next to a wilted carrot, plus 2 battered old pots. Honestly, it is so bare it is heartbreaking. At least the oil, salt, and soy sauce are all there, so throwing together a simple golden egg fried rice is no problem. But when I confidently lift the lid of the rice cooker, the rice at the bottom is so hard it could be used as a weapon. I take a slow breath. My eyes go looking for the culprit, and I catch someone quietly rolling her wheelchair toward the bedroom. Stop right there. She freezes on the spot. She wants to run but does not dare. All she can do is look at me with the most pitiful eyes. It is so ridiculous it almost makes me laugh. Come here, explain yourself. You call this overnight rice? Nobody asked how many nights. Come on, how many days has it been sitting there? 3 days, 4. No way. In 3 or 4 days you managed to grow a perfect colony of mold in there. It was the rice cooker's fault. I hear her muttering under her breath. I just accept my bad luck and start scrubbing. But halfway through washing the pot, a much more alarming thought hits me. How many days has it been since you last ate? 2 days. She looks down. Her stomach growls right on cue. Now it all makes sense. This little gremlin was desperate with hunger. I do not waste another second. I scrub every pot until it shines, while Iris waits obediently in the living room, poking her head in every now and then to check on me, or more accurately staring at the rice cooker. About 20 minutes later, I carry out a pot of steaming golden egg fried rice, but there is not a single dining table in the whole room. Iris pulls off what looks like a magic trick and produces a folding table and a trivet. I hand her the spoon. She dives straight for the eggs, scoops up a huge spoonful, and shoves it into her mouth without even blowing on it. Hot, hot, hot! What is the rush? Nobody is stealing it from you. I take a bite myself. Not bad. Iris hears that and goes quiet for a moment, then buries her head and shovels rice even faster. At first I think she is just starving, but halfway through the bowl Iris suddenly cannot stop the tears from falling even as she keeps eating. Why are you crying again? Did I not scrub the pot well enough? Did something taste off? I am scared half to death, but she bursts out laughing through her tears. She wipes her face with the back of her hand and explains, "It is nothing. I just thought of Grandma. She always used to say the same thing." I am about to say something, but I am completely disarmed by a smile so warm it almost hurts to look at. The heaviness in my chest lifts a little. I will admit it. My heart moves. No. I give myself a mental slap, but the actual motion startles Iris. After I calm her down, I decide to teach her some basic survival skills before I go. I ask where she goes to school. At her age, she should have at least finished vocational school, but she is clearly sensitive about this. She stares at the floor for a long moment before quietly answering, "Middle school. I only made it through middle school. The other kids always made fun of me. Grandma said I did not have to go back, but I could have handled it." I let out a long sigh. Stuck at home all this time, cut off from the world, and now even the grandmother who loved her most is gone. Forget normal social skills. Her emotional age might have frozen at the year she dropped out. I can see that school is a closed door for her now. What about government assistance? Has your household ever received any? I don't know. Just as I am getting frustrated by how little she knows about her own situation, Iris suddenly cuts into my thoughts. Can I draw you? I'm afraid if you leave, you won't come back." Before she even finishes, she is already wheeling back to her room. I follow out of curiosity. When the door opens, I am stunned. It is like stepping into a fantasy sky blanketed in paint, but near the ceiling there is still a blank stretch. That must be as high as the wheelchair can reach. I love drawing so much. The moment she talks about drawing, her eyes fill with a confidence I have not seen before, but I cannot imagine how hard it must be for her to paint on those walls. She happily pulls out her sketchbook, her bright eyes flicking back and forth between the page and my face. In less than half an hour, she has finished my portrait. I take the sketchbook from her slightly trembling hands. The moment I see it, I go still. In the drawing, I am crouching in the rain, holding a bowl of golden egg fried rice, while a little white cat paws at my leg, staring longingly at the rice. I never imagined this is how she sees me. "So, who is the little cat?" Iris never answers. She just opens her mouth and closes it again. But I notice her ears have gone so red they look like they are about to catch fire. That is when it clicks. The little cat is her. I instinctively glance at the top of her head, half expecting to find actual cat ears up there. Instead, I meet a pair of eyes full of confusion and suspicion. She shrinks back into her wheelchair. Before things get awkward, I quickly change the subject. Can I look at your other drawings? Sure. This is Grandma Rose downstairs. Whenever I used to sneak out, I would always see Grandma Rose standing down there, waving up at me. And this is Grandpa Walt. He is a carpenter. He built my old wheelchair for me. I keep flipping through the pages. I find all kinds of people who have helped Iris or crossed paths with her. Every one of them drawn into this little book. Calling it a sketchbook would be selling it short. It is more like a warm and heartfelt diary drawn in the most adorable style. An idea hits me. I pull out my phone and look up freelance illustration rates. A single commission usually goes for $30 to $50. For Iris, that could be enough to get by. I find a chibi-style avatar online and ask if she can draw something like it. She gives a small nod, but she only knows how to draw on paper. Paper is not going to cut it. She needs a drawing tablet first to practice digital art. I search online and find that a beginner drawing tablet only costs around $15. That is within what I can manage, and I have a dusty old laptop sitting at home that I can bring over. My next worry is whether she has a phone. She says she does. But when she pulls something out of her pocket, it is an ancient relic, a brick phone so old it has forgotten what decade it is. Whatever hope I had left quietly gives up. Will this work? The phone situation can wait, because for someone who can barely afford food right now, the startup cost of this whole plan is already too high, with no guarantee Iris will even land any commissions. Honestly, part of me wants to give up right now, but then I look at the light still alive in her eyes, and I bite down hard. Screw it. Life has already hit rock bottom. Can't I be reckless just this once? Then it hits me. Before my parents passed away, they had been renting an apartment. There is still half a month left on the lease. The $300 security deposit should be refundable. Tomorrow I will check with the local office about Iris's disability allowance, then find myself a new job. If I budget carefully, the two of us can probably hold on for a month or two. After that, it all comes down to what Iris wants. Do you want to use your drawings to earn your own money? The moment she says yes, a weight lifts off my shoulders. I decide to head back and clean up the old apartment first. But as I am leaving, Iris grabs my jacket again. Will you come back tomorrow? Yes. Seeing how carefully she asks, I do not know whether to laugh or sigh. At least she is not asking me to stay the night. What's your name? Iris. And yours? Noah. The next morning I call about getting the security deposit back. Maybe out of sympathy for what happened to my parents, the landlord even refunds the remaining half month of rent. After that I head to the shopping district and land a job at a print shop paying around $300 a month. By the time I finish sorting everything out, it is already noon. That is when I remember there is someone back at the apartment who is starving and helpless, my little mushroom. I rush over to Iris's place. The moment I step off the elevator, I smell something burning. My gut tells me something is wrong. I sprint up and hammer on the door. It swings open almost immediately from inside. A wave of black smoke billows out into the hall. In the doorway, a little disaster is coughing like crazy, her eyes darting around like a kid who knows she messed up. Oh, you're back! Relief and shock hit me at the same time when I see she is okay. I rush into the kitchen and switch off the rice cooker that is still spewing smoke. When I lift the lid, words fail me. Not a single drop of water left inside. The bottom is pure charcoal. I spin around and catch my little mushroom trying to sneak away. Explain yourself. What happened? I just wanted to cook something, but I was scared you would see it and think it was bad, so I kept going back and forth, and then I forgot. I am grinding my teeth. If I had not shown up when I did, there is no telling what disaster this girl could have caused. Iris, if you ever try to cook again, I will put you in the pot myself. One look at her wronged little face and my anger just evaporates. All right, let's go get some air. Come on. Iris lets out a soft okay and wheels herself out of the kitchen. After the meal, she lets out another soft sound and wheels out of the kitchen. After eating, Iris rubs her slightly rounded belly. She has not eaten much at all, maybe a third of what a normal person would. She just fills up easily. Seeing that, I cannot help teasing her. Look at that little belly all puffed up. Want to head out and walk it off? Iris nods obediently. Then she catches herself and quickly covers her stomach. My belly is not round. I notice her speech is still slow, but she is not freezing up as much as before. I tell Iris to grab her documents. All of them. We are going to the Civil Affairs Bureau. The moment Iris hears those words, she panics. The Civil Affairs Bureau? But we just met. Isn't this too soon? You little schemer. Where is your mind going? I mean, bring your disability certificate, your ID card, all of that. We need to ask about your disability allowance, whether it is being sent anywhere, or whether anyone has ever claimed it. I stare her down until it finally sinks in that she misunderstood. The silence that follows is painfully awkward. I escape to wait outside, though I am not entirely sure what I am running from, because at this point I genuinely cannot figure her out. She is not exactly a little kid since she caught the Civil Affairs Bureau reference instantly, but so much basic common sense just seems to be missing. Could she really just be naturally airheaded? Surely if I cracked open that little head the inside would not just be empty. The thought alone makes me shudder. Just then, Iris carefully peeks her head out the door, checking that I am still there. She visibly relaxes. Hurry up, stop staring and get out here. If we get there any later there will be a line, and if I get tired, I will tip the wheelchair forward and sit in it myself while you push. You bully! Iris is clearly rattled, both hands furiously wheeling herself toward the door. I burst out laughing. Grandma Nellie spots me and immediately steps in to block my path, eyes full of suspicion. Clearly terrified this girl has been taken in by some crook. She demands I explain myself on the spot. When she learns I was the one who helped Iris last night, Grandma Nellie looks me up and down with something closer to surprise and says, "You are clearly broke, young man, but you seem decent enough. It is just such a shame about this girl. Her grandmother went so suddenly, and these old bones of mine cannot look after her for much longer." She finishes with a long, meaningful look at Iris, whose face has gone bright red. I quickly change the subject. Does Grandma Nellie know where Iris's disability allowance is being sent? Grandma Nellie says she has no idea either. Iris, do you remember your grandma's bank account password? Iris shakes her head. That complicates things. So I decide to take her to the bank and open a new account in her name. Then we can just update the payment details directly. That way she will not have to keep running around. I push Iris toward the bank. The whole way there Iris keeps glancing back at me. She finally works up the nerve to ask, "Am I going to have my own bank book?" Forget the bank book, no bank book. I can see she wants to say something but holds back. I cannot resist teasing her a little. But here is the good news. You are getting your own bank card. Way more convenient than a bank book. Is a bank card expensive? Not at all. It is about $1 to set one up. A whole dollar. That is my entire week of spending money. What decade are you living in? Just wow. I take a slow breath and feel a pang in my chest for her. Don't worry. I will figure out a way to help you earn money. Hundreds of times your current spending money. Really? Iris tilts her head up, clearly having no concept of what that number means. Those clear eyes hold only the hope of the promise itself. But the moment we walk into the crowded bank, her social anxiety kicks in hard. When the teller asks what she needs help with, she starts stammering and grabs my jacket like it is a lifeline, desperately searching for rescue. I nudge her to pass her documents through the little window to the teller. Instead, Iris shoves her entire bag through the slot, like she is feeding a vending machine. The teller just stares, but somehow everything goes through smoothly in the end. They even set her up with online banking while they are at it. Now she will not have to come in every single time she needs to access money. On the way to the Civil Affairs Bureau, Iris grips the bank card tightly in both hands, turning it over and over with a quiet little giggle. Watching her, I cannot help poking fun. It is just a bank card. No need to beam like that. Watch out or someone might think you are an easy target and try to take you. That is not true. I am not dumb. You are the only one who calls me dumb. That makes you the bad guy. I have absolutely nothing to say to that. Sure enough, the strangers around us are already giving me looks. I act fast. I put my hand on Iris's head on instinct. If she keeps going, I am probably going to end up getting hauled off by the police. The moment my hand touches her, she goes completely quiet. Then it hits me that I have overstepped. I pull my hand back and start apologizing, but Iris turns it around and blames herself and said, No, it's fine. I just got too excited. At that moment, I genuinely want to chop off my own hand. Iris had been so unbearably cute that I had patted her head a few extra times without thinking. I stumble through some half-baked explanation, thinking it would be enough to smooth things over. But Iris thinks it over for a few seconds and then hits me with, "Then why did you pat my head?" That direct question knocks me flat, but looking at her completely sincere face, I think it over and decide I might as well just tell the truth. "I just thought you looked cute, like a little animal." I could not help it. I pretend not to care and look away, sneaking a glance back to catch her reaction. She just lets out a soft, "Oh," and turns away. But I catch a glimpse of her trying to hide a smile. I do not think much of it, figuring she is just happy to be called cute. We arrive at the Civil Affairs Bureau not long after. The line is already long. Iris looks around at the cheerful couples everywhere, and asks exactly what I expect. "Are all these people here to get married?" "Probably," I say, keeping it short. The last thing I want is to put more ideas in her head. Then Iris points at a grim-faced couple nearby. "What about them? Are they getting married too? They might be here for a divorce. Or maybe something else entirely. I am honestly not sure. Want me to go ask them?" The moment I suggest walking over, Iris shrinks into herself instantly. You know so much about all this. You must have been married a bunch of times." "Do not talk nonsense. I have never been married. This is my first time at the Civil Affairs Bureau too. Then, will I get married someday? Maybe, maybe not. It depends on what you choose. Can I choose someone myself?" A flicker of hope lights up in her eyes, but it fades just as fast. Would anyone choose me? That quiet, defeated question makes something flare up inside me. "Who told you that?" Mom said someone like me getting married at all would already be a blessing. I think she is right. If someone actually chose me, I would already be grateful. Her hands grill wheelchair tight. I move closer and try to steady her. "Stop thinking like that. You are wonderful. So wonderful that anyone who meets you should feel ashamed of themselves." "Really? Is that true? Look at me right now. I am so ashamed I cannot even look at you." Out of guilt, I instinctively glance away. Iris goes quiet for a moment, then out of nowhere says, "I thought you liked looking at me." Saying I do not feels like a lie, but saying I do would send things in a direction I am not ready for. I have absolutely no idea how to answer. Thankfully, Iris does not push the subject further, but she is not done asking questions. Will I end up getting divorced like them? They look so sad, just like mom and dad used to look. They were always so sad, just like when they used to fight. I don't know. Honestly, I just went through a breakup. Who am I to answer something like that? Thinking about my own wreck of a life, I laugh at myself, but a sadness creeps in too. Then I feel a small hand touch me. Don't be sad. Your hands are so big. When they rest on my head like that and wrap around it, it feels just like my grandpa's hands when I was little. You are a good person too, so your hands must be good too. I cannot help laughing out loud. How does this girl's brain connect being a good person to having good hands? But I have to admit, since meeting Iris, my mood has been noticeably lighter. Our turn comes quickly. This time I do not wait for Iris to speak. I step up to the window first. "Hello, we would like to ask about her disability allowance and also update the payment account on file. Could you please ask for the relevant documents?" I nudge Iris, who is still spacing out. She quickly digs through her bag and produces a stack of documents. Having done this once before, she handles it much more naturally this time. But when the teller asks why they need to change the account, Iris freezes up again. She glances over at me, but she does not want to burden me. She tries to get the words out herself, but nothing comes after a long silence. She clearly has not overcome that fear yet, so I jump in to cover for her. Her grandmother passed away recently. In that case, please provide proof of that, and fill out this form. Once that looks good, just sign here. Iris finally exhales with relief, and picks up the pen to fill out the form. But the calm does not last long. The teller leans forward. "Are you two a couple? Would you like to register while you are here? We are currently offering cooking oil as a wedding gift, plus a pot and some eggs." My stomach drops. I almost forgot we are at the Civil Affairs Bureau. I quickly explain that we are just friends, while sneaking a glance at Iris, whose expression has shifted. What I do not realize is that her face has gone completely red. If I had not stopped her in time, her pen would have gone flying right off the page. Before we leave, I ask the teller one more thing. She tells me the allowance is set to be paid out in just 2 days. I breathe easy. It is only about $135 a month. But combined with my new $300 monthly salary from the print shop, Iris will at least not go hungry this month. After we leave the Civil Affairs Bureau, I notice Iris is still stuck on the earlier topic, like marriage is somehow urgent for her. Because Grandma said that after you get married, someone will always be there with you. You will be happy together. They will blow on your scrapes when you fall, and they will put up with all your flaws. Then it hits me. Everything she wants from marriage is just companionship, nothing more. Do you even have a type? You cannot just spend your whole life with someone you cannot stand. I have not really thought about it. But Grandma said that when you find someone you want to marry, you just lure them home and win them over with your cooking. I have to say, that is one bold family tradition. Thinking about her cooking, I silently mourn for whoever that poor guy turns out to be. Iris clearly notices my expression and starts to lose confidence, but she stubbornly insists, "I will definitely make it taste amazing." Yes, absolutely, I believe you completely. Worst case, just drag him back and make him eat it. Hearing that, I cannot help but shudder, thinking back to how I first met Iris. That sounds a lot like she is describing me, but she looks so clueless, so genuinely guileless, that I test the waters with a follow-up. How is that any different from just grabbing someone off the street? I do not expect Iris to nod. It is not that different. Do you even know what that phrase means? You just nodded. Grandma Nellie told me it means grabbing a strong young man and bringing him home, then fattening him up. What exactly has that old woman been teaching this girl? I notice Iris's ears going faintly pink. That is when it clicks. Iris, do you actually understand what you just said? I do. I am not a kid, I know what I need to know. Her head sinks lower and lower, but she keeps going, stubborn as ever. I also know bringing you home last night was not a good idea, but you looked just like me back then. I thought you needed someone too. My breath stops cold. I push her wheelchair in silence for a long time before it fully sinks in. She knew from the very beginning what I might have done to her, but I just wanted someone with me. Seeing Iris look so defeated, so willing to risk everything, is like looking at a mirror of who I used to be. But watching her like this only makes the anger burn hotter. Who told you that needing company means you have to do something like that? Did it never cross your mind what could have happened if it had been someone else? But you didn't, because I barely stopped myself, because I think I am worthless. Do you really think someone who gets something for nothing will treat it like it matters? They will just think you are a fool. I'm sorry, but you are a good person. Iris's tears fall one by one, and even while getting scolded she still hands me the friend zone card. I am so frustrated I actually laugh, so I just ask her straight. So you really were planning to keep me around? Not at first, I just wanted someone to stay with me. But when I realized you were a good person, and then after coming here today, I learned this was actually possible. I'm sorry, I moved too fast. After that, Iris goes completely quiet, but I start to piece it together. This girl seems like she understands everything, but her thinking has gotten completely turned around. Her idea of marriage has nothing to do with love or attraction. She just wants someone to be there, and honestly, I am a little moved, but standing in front of a girl teetering on the edge, taking advantage is something I simply cannot do. So I lift her chin and make her look at me. Do you like me? I don't know. You do not even know if you like someone and you already want to marry them. You want to get married just like that. Does that not seem completely backwards to you? Iris's lips start to tremble like she is about to cry. I realize I have been too hard on her and scratch my head. Did I not promise you I would not run? So why not, once you set the companionship aside, take some time to figure out if I'm actually worth it, and think clearly about what you really want before making any decisions. Okay, that works. Those words light her eyes back up like a door has swung open to somewhere new. I ruffle her hair with a sigh. Obviously, your legs do not work. That does not mean you are dying. You have plenty of time. But Iris does not react at all. Her face just keeps getting redder and redder. It hits me what I have done. I step back quickly and apologize for being so bold. But Iris just pauses for a moment, then quietly says something that stirs something deep in me. Then, if I figure it out, will you choose me? After saying that, she glances anxiously at her own legs. The insecurity inside her is about to spill over everywhere. But the next second, her wheelchair suddenly starts moving. It is me. I pick up the pace and push her forward. Come on, let's go grocery shopping. You said you were grabbing me, right? Might as well put me to use. Iris lets out a soft sound, maybe wanting to look back and check if I am angry. But she hesitates for several seconds and does not turn around. Finally, she laughs quietly and repeats what I just said under her breath. Might as well, since I already grabbed you. I have to say, when this girl acts clueless, she is actually pretty adorable. I cannot help it. I reach down and pat Iris's round little head again. This time without any excuse. I just act like nothing happened. Why did you pat my head again? I already did it. What are you going to do about it? Besides, you literally grabbed me like I was yours. Can I not even pat your head once? Iris lifts her chin slightly. There is a little less self-doubt in her voice. So does that mean you think I am cute? Oh man, this girl is getting harder and harder to dodge. Seeing that I am not answering, Iris decides to just go for it. I think you are pretty cute too, so can I pat your head? Her eyes are full of hope. My brain stalls out. Is she always this direct? And how did she even come to the conclusion that I am cute? Just when you were angry. Do you have some kind of thing for being scolded? You might want to get that checked out. I do not. I just know you got angry because you care about me, so even though it scared me, I still thought you were really cute. And you say you do not have a thing for being scolded. I do not. You know I am the slowest and you still pick on me. I am done talking. The moment Iris gets flustered, her words start tripping over each other. In the end, she just puffs up her cheeks and goes silent with a pout. But my attention is shifted to a phone shop on the side of the road. I hesitate for a moment, tell Iris to stay put, then take a breath and walk in. Not long after, I come back out and toss a small white box to Iris. Is this for me? She stares at it blankly, not moving for a long moment, just staring at it, frozen. Of course it is. Why else would I have gone in there? Think of it as an apology for being too harsh earlier. I cannot quite bring myself to look at her directly. It feels just like the first time I ever gave a gift to a girl. This is too much. I cannot accept it. It is not that much. It is the cheapest model they had. The expensive ones were out of my range anyway. Iris looks at the little box, clearly delighted, but she still insists on giving the phone back. I take a deliberate step back and put myself just out of her reach. Then Iris actually wheels her chair toward me to chase me down. Terrified she might tip over, I keep talking her into it. Look, you already grabbed yourself a cook. If your guy gets you a phone, it is just so he can rush back when you are hungry. Think about it. Should you not hold on to it? Is that really how it works? Yes, absolutely, 100%. And besides, you will need this if you want to start earning money. When you do earn enough, you can always pay me back. How does that sound? After all that back and forth, Iris reluctantly accepts the phone. But she swears up and down that when she earns money, she will absolutely pay me back. By now, it is getting late. I take hold of the wheelchair again and head out to buy groceries. The moment food comes up, Iris perks right up. But a second later, she seems to think of something and suddenly gets anxious. You are not going to give me this phone and then disappear, are you? I am not. Then how long will you stay? Ask me again after you eat. The autumn sky darkens quickly. Through the attic window, the fading light settles into a stillness unlike anything else. Iris sits back contentedly, her small belly slightly rounded. She stretches with a lazy yawn, the thin fabric of her shirt riding up just enough to reveal a soft little curve. And as she stretches, a sliver of pale skin shows beneath the hem. Her slender frame is on full display for just a moment. I have been noticing lately that she is getting more and more comfortable around me. She seems to catch my gaze and quickly covers her stomach. What are you looking at? I was staring at that tiny waist of hers and I feel my throat tighten. There is nothing to look at. You are so thin, it is almost concerning. Thin is pretty. Iris juts out her lower lip, unconvinced. Oh, getting vain on me now? I am already grinning. With that frame of yours, you would need to hold on to a utility pole just to walk outside on a windy day. You should spend less time worrying about pretty and more time eating. I am already full. Heh. Iris rubs her belly, smiling with a warmth that fills the whole room. For her, having a full stomach might genuinely be the greatest joy in the world. Are you really full? I double-check. Iris nods firmly, and her eyes light up. Does that mean I can ask now? I snap to attention and cut her off before she can start. Since you are full, I am heading out. I will come feed you again tomorrow. You are cheating. She is right. All I want is to run from the question I managed to dodge earlier, whether I would choose her. Deep down I already know the answer. But looking at the mess I have made of my own life, I cannot even figure myself out. What could I possibly offer her in return? Most kids who grew up with nothing carry shame in their bones. How am I any better than the clueless girl in front of me? But I cannot deny it. Right now, something fierce is stirring inside me. I want money. I want the kind of confidence that lets a person stand tall, and the freedom to live life on my own terms just once. But for now, that is all it is. A thought. Iris seems to notice my eyes going dim. She opens her mouth then closes it without a word. I shake it off and turn to leave. Can you not go? I pause. I have honestly lost count of how many times she has asked me to stay. But for this girl who reminds me so much of a small stray cat, I always find a little more patience. I turn my head. What is it this time? I keep my voice easy. You do not have anywhere to stay, do you? Iris wants to look at me but cannot bring herself to lift her head. How did you know? I stay quiet for a long